Good morning. I hope you are having a fabulous week. Today, I thought we could have a cozy craft day inside. It's very cold here in DC. I don't really want to go outside, and I love my crafting hobbies, and I haven't set aside a full day just for crafting and doing all of the creative projects that I like to do. And so today I thought we could do that together. This morning I'm going to sit here and enjoy sitting in the warm sun. It's been cloudy the last couple of days, so to have sun is actually so nice. I have my coffee and I also have a little paint set up here. I feel like a painter as well, wearing this stripy loose button-up shirt. It's just a summer throw-on bikini cover-up, but I feel very in my painting element. So I'm going to show you what my idea is for this morning, and then we can get in and just be creative together. This is my little painting setup. I have this cute tabletop easel. I also have another easel down there as well that I'll show you in a second. I have paintbrushes, some paints, and I'll show you the idea. This painting here is the basis for my inspiration. This is the first ever paint by numbers I did in 2021, and it is my favorite. It's the only one that I want to hang on the wall because I love it. And if you have not noticed, my entire apartment kind of has ended up in this color scheme with the blues, the greens, and the yellows, and it's my favorite. And I want to create something floral today, something in this color palette. I have no idea what I'm doing, but hopefully we can figure it out. I have all of my paintbrushes and I have my paints to be able to mix and work with. So I'm definitely going to be using the blues, but I will use the yellows and the reds and even the green to mix it all together, and the white of course, to be able to get the exact color palette that I'm after. And today's video is so kindly sponsored by MEEDEN. MEEDEN has an incredible range of art supplies and easels. This is a little tabletop easel and it is my favorite. The detailing is so beautiful with the handle and the gold. They come in a dark wood and a light wood, and if I take away the canvas here, I can show you a little bit about how the easel works. So there's this little piece that folds down. There's a little latch over here that when you undo it, this piece lifts up and then this piece folds down. And there's all these notches along here to be able to change how far forward your work will lean. And then there's this little piece here that folds down. And your canvas can sit right on top of it. There's these little drawers that have dividers for all of your art supplies and crafting supplies, which I absolutely love. The bottom drawer is a bit bigger and just has an open space for everything. They also have sets of paintbrushes. This set is incredible. It's really, really beautiful. And of course, lots of art supplies as well. This is a set of acrylic paints with just enough colors that you need to be able to mix anything you want. Down here I have another easel. This is beautiful as well. It also has the carry handle on it, so when you fold it all up, you can just carry it anywhere with you. This one has a lot more storage, and this one actually has long legs, so it can be a standing easel. I have a few other art supplies as well. This easel has storage down the bottom, as well as this removable tray that acts as a drawer as well and sits in this part of the easel. And then this piece folds down and you can latch it all together. I also have some molding paste, which I've played with already, and this is so fun. I would love to learn how to get a good technique for this. I also have this little art supply storage down here. This one's not an easel, it's just a carry case for art supplies and craft supplies, and I love it. It is doubling as a beautiful piece of decor here in front of my mirror. I have my little plant on top of it. My plant definitely needs a new pot, but that's a whole other thing that we will get to eventually. MEEDEN also has a range of canvases. This is a very thin canvas, but I have bigger, thick canvases as well. This one is an 11 by 20, and I thought this would be perfect for today's project. They also have these disposable palettes where you can mix all of your paint on this page, and then when you are done, you can tear it out and dispose of it. And I'm going to start with one of the blues. I don't know which one I want, and I'm going to do a background, just a simple light background. I have my little water cup. This was an IKEA mug that I did use for tea and coffee, but a couple months ago it became my paint and water cup, which I think is really, really cute. I'm not gonna lie, my technique is actually pretty terrible. I'm gonna get a little bit more black because I wanna make it a little more gray. It's very light blue and I want it to be a bit gray, but yeah, bad technique, but it doesn't matter because as long as I'm having fun and I'm here to learn, that's the main thing when it comes to creative hobbies. If you are someone who hates the winter and finds yourself getting really bored, then maybe trying a crafty project is something that you really need. I think hobbies are very, very important. Most of my hobbies are super craft based, like my sewing and my paint by numbers and my hand stitching, my cross stitch. And so to me, this is so fun and I just don't care if I'm not good at it, you know? Anyway, I'm trying to get this nice grayish blue that I can use. Also too, MEEDEN has these great little tools as well. If you do have a creative person in your life that you are looking for a Christmas present for, then definitely check out MEEDEN. They have such a great selection, and the price is fantastic considering how beautiful everything is. And as always, I will have more information and a link in the description for you to be able to check it all out. I am going to finish painting this background, and then I can start figuring out the details. My camera battery died, so I let the background dry, and it's a little bit dark. I don't think I want it so dark, so I mixed up a little bit more paint. I'm just hoping this is not too light now. I just made a cup of tea, and I've been on Pinterest looking at how to paint hydrangeas, and I found this video over here. If I click through to YouTube, there's a short video that's sort of showing how to paint a hydrangea. I'm going to try and do this, and they're using gray and white, and it's very liquidy, so I'm going to add a bit of water to the paint and see if I can recreate this. Probably not, but we're gonna try. I started to mix up a bit of gray and some white. I think I might need to make the gray just a little bit darker maybe. I'm tossing up between these two brushes. I think I'll go the smaller one just because the canvas isn't very big, and then I have my gray and my white. I'm gonna go with creating my hydrangea over here somewhere. I've made a little start with my flower petals. I'm hoping that by the time I finish it actually looks pretty good. I've made a little bit of a mess. I've used a lot of paintbrushes, and I made a few different hydrangeas. I tried a few different techniques. I watched another video. I don't know if painting flowers is my strong suit. I mean, I kind of like this one down here. I think that's cool. That was the first one I did there. I don't know. I am going to keep practicing. You know what? The more that I look at it, I kind of like this bottom one. Anyway, I've had a lot of fun. I'm going to pack it up though, because I have another project that I want to work on this afternoon. Next project for today is to use my leftover really beautiful satin and make a skirt. I was looking on Amazon at skirts and I was like, I can't tell the quality or anything. And then it hit me, I could just make one. I have so much left over, and this is the exact color that I wanted. I went to Joann's last night and I picked up 2 zippers. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a burgundy one, so I have red, but it'll be fine. And I have a second zipper because I have more sequined fabric and I want to make a sequined skirt as well. But we're gonna start with this one, and I reckon I could do it all this afternoon. I bought a pattern off Etsy as well, so I have to stick these pages together and then cut out the pattern, but I do really think we can do this in one afternoon. For those of you who have not seen my fabulous party dress, this is it. I made a sequined little party dress for the holidays. I have nowhere to wear it, but that's okay because I just wanted something fun to do. And I just have so much fabric left over from this dress. I thought, let's make some skirts. And it's almost like a little mini seasonal fashion collection. Step 1, lay out all of the pieces. I now need to cut and tape all of these together, and then I can cut out the pattern piece. I just realized there's an easier way for me to do this rather than using scissors. I can just use the ruler and the box cutter and just slice straight across. From my other video where I said this was too blunt, I did end up breaking one of the things off, and now it's sharp enough, so that's what we're gonna do. All the pieces are now stuck together. I made a few mistakes, and each line that you can see is a different size, so I just have to figure out what size I'm going to cut out, and then we'll just cut along one of the dotted lines. I'm making some progress. I am now just cutting out the main skirt part. I'm going to line it with the same fabric because I have so much. So I'll need to cut another one of these. And then I also have a waistband I've got to cut as well. But then I'm almost ready to start sewing. I have the scissors and step one has been accomplished. I'm going to treat myself to a little Swoon raspberry tea. Swoon sent me a whole bunch of these like a month ago and I've pretty much had all of them. But I'm going to have this and then start on the next piece. I also real quick have to do the notches. I think this is a notch. It looks like a notch. I think we should put it together. It's probably for the zipper actually. That little cut, we're good. Any more notches? Nope. Okay, take out the pins and get ready for part 2. I have some fusing left over from my dress. Now this is used to help create structure in your design or whatever it is. Satin is very flimsy, right? So attaching some fusing to it just kind of makes it a little bit stiffer and it can make things much easier to work with as well. So this is fusible interfacing. This has a rough side on one side and it's actually dried glue. So I will need to grab my iron and basically you put the rough side to the wrong side of the fabric and you run your iron over it and it will stick together. And you will end up with, which I can show you because I can show you the inside, fused fabric. And it just, yeah, keeps things together and it adds a little bit of structure. I'm just looking for any notches in the fabric. Now notches are used to help line up the fabric. So the skirt has a notch in the center back, which is going to be where the zipper will come to. And it's also a way to make sure that you're matching up both sides together. And it's usually just a little mark that you just clip into. And you don't clip past the seam allowance because otherwise then you'll be cutting into the garment, but you just do a little clip into the fabric to let you know what pieces need to line up. This is really helpful for hemlines, zippers, and if you have just lots of different panels and everything to be able to differentiate between them and make sure that they're all lining up. So I'm gonna separate the pattern piece now and do it on the interfacing. This type of interfacing doesn't have a green line, so you don't have to worry about it, but some interfacings are woven and they will have a green line and then you have to worry about it. I actually don't know. I've very, very rarely ever used a woven interfacing. It is machine time. So I have my overlocker out. I'm gonna do the overlocking first. An overlocker does kind of like a chain stitch along the edge of the fabric, which helps the edges not fray. And the pattern that I have for this skirt is just a cheap pattern that I bought off Etsy. It was like $3 or something and it's very, very simple. And as a result, I actually haven't read the instructions and I'm not going to, I'm just gonna do it my way. So I'm not really sure what they're saying to do for the zipper, but I did the zipper my own way when I did the dress as well because it was supposed to be a very, very simple zipper and not as nice of a finish as what I did. So I've decided for today, I'm gonna be doing the same type of finish. Like I just want it to look really nice. And sometimes these really simple patterns on Etsy are designed designed for beginners, and they're usually the easiest way to do something as opposed to maybe the nicest way of doing something. Also too, I have 4 spools of thread on the back of this machine, and one of them I keep taking off to put onto the sewing machine, which I will do again after this. And this is a complete hack with overlockers. If you just leave it all threaded, because this thing is a mess to thread, it's very complicated. If you leave it threaded and you just leave a length of the thread hanging out up here, you can just tie it in a knot and then it will continue through. This is one of the needles, so it's a lot easier to run a knot through this section than it is to do one of these sections. So if I need a spool, I'll take it from this end one, and I'm just gonna press down, pull the chain out, and it will bring the thing down. The knot is right there, which means it came through the needle, didn't break, we're good to go. Speaking of, I have my piece here. So I'm gonna run around the edges of all of my pieces except the hemline, because I have a rolled hem foot for my machine and I kinda wanna test that out. But for everything else, I'm going to use my overlocker. And this is why you should always do a test piece, because I heavily messed that up. Oops, okay, I'm gonna have to mess with this. I'm missing a thread, even though all 4 threads are threaded through properly. Only 3 of them are coming out the back. Maybe my little hack didn't work. Actually, you know what I can do? I can just pull 1 thread each at a time and it'll tell me what's what. Okay, that one is right needle. That one is left needle. So that went fine. The needle went fine. I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull this out. I think it's gonna snap. It did. There we go. Okay, so the bottom 2, the blue and the green, they're both going to have to come out. I just found the problem. The thread on this spool, the second bottom thread, was wrapped around the wrong way. That's why it wasn't working. Okay, so my little hack is totally fine. Just be careful with the knot coming through, but you can just knot through the needle and you'll be fine. Okay, we are good. Now I can actually start sewing. So annoying. So I should always check a machine and always do a test piece, but my little knotted hack thing does work as long as you're careful. And the knot is not too big to go through the eye of the needle. Okay, now I can do all of these pieces. I have a zipper and it's done up and I think it fits perfectly. I just have to sew the seam together and attach the lining and then hem it, but I'm almost done. I am tapped out creatively. I have nothing left and I don't even know if you can see the full skirt, but I made a skirt. I still have to hem it. I haven't done that yet. I will do that another day, but I made a skirt. I wish it were a little bit longer. Either way, I made a skirt. I did something today. I did something creative, another fun project. So I am gonna clean though, because when I sew, I make a mess. I just make an absolute mess and it's really, really bad in here. So I'm gonna clean and then we can wrap it up. Everything is all cleaned up. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out today and just being cozy and doing some crafts and some arts and things. I would really like to spend more time practicing because 1, I've been very out of touch with the sewing, so I definitely have to get back into it and get my skills back to where they were. And 2, painting is not exactly my strong suit, so that's something I would definitely like to try to get better at and maybe watch some more tutorials and just keep practicing. But this was fun. It was a really, really nice day. So thanks for being here with me. I hope you're having a great week and I will see you very, very shortly.